Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of the podcast. I'm back after just a week of silence, maybe. Hey, all right, so in this episode, I talk about several things. I played at this place with a bunch of priests at it, and I talk about, man, I don't even remember what I talk about, but I talk about a lot of things. And there's some music in it, and at the end, there's a tune that I did for a movie on surfing, and enjoy. All right. Bye-bye. I mean, not bye-bye. I mean, hello. 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 How are you doing? Hello.
The Umbrella Corporation. Our business is life itself.
This podcast episode is brought to you by nothing.
Try it for free.
So I'm looking for an adapter, right? Hey, how are you doing, by the way? It's good to not see you. I see you. I mean, hear you. I don't know. What's the opposite of being listened to? Of listening. A nice listeny, whatever. You know, I'm looking for a adapter for my loop pedal, right? Because every adapter that I buy, did I already talk about this? No. Every adapter that I buy is, it's just crap, right? Wait, was that University Boulevard? I need to go back there. Every adapter that I buy is it's like they make the wires so they'll twist and break at the ends, right? I swear I could think, I'm not even an engineer, and I could think of a better way to put this together. You know what I'm saying? And people are just like, anyway, selling me this stuff, and I keep buying it. What else am I gonna do? I even looked in how to solder things so I could make my own, but that's just ridiculous. I just don't know. I wouldn't really know what I'm doing. If I was still single and had no kids, I swear I would have fucking done that by now. But anyway, they got me by the balls here. They got me by the balls. They know this. They know people have kids and they don't have time to build things, so you just got to keep buying adapters, filling up a landfill in India somewhere. So I'm looking for an adapter, and I'm fucking driving. This is the second place I go to, and Radio Shack is closing down. All things must come to an end, even good things. Radio Shack has been great for most of their career. They're the only game in town where you can go and buy adapters or things that if you're making a circuit board, things like that, right? The only game in town. Now, I don't know how I feel about this internet killing everything, and I'm not going to go down the road of the very familiar road, even though it's inevitable with this kind of argument, but I'm not going to go down the road of, it used to be, no. My thing is, it doesn't have to be how it is now. Forget how it used to be. It could be a different way, okay? It doesn't have to go backwards. It can go off to the side. It can go up. It can go down, you know? So stop fucking thinking like that. God damn, people get annoying on the internet with whoa, holy crap. Whoa, people get annoying with that kind of stuff online. And, okay, so I just played this gig. Do you feel me on that, though? I need to hear more of you. I need to hear more people complaining. Everybody's like all positive all the fucking time. I know you're fucking crying in your bed. I know you're crying at home and you're freaking out. If you're a vegan, I know you're eating a hamburger. You know? I know you go to the other side of town to get some fried pork, deep fried pork, whatever you call it, at the Chinese place. And if you're all like, whatever. I was just doing this gig for a church. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what church it was, but it was a church. It was a denomination of like a Catholic looking thing. There was male like priests and female priests that looked like. And I got to tell you, I was playing the gig and I was having a great time, and the people were nice, and there was all kinds of priests everywhere, right? Not just priests, but all other kinds of people. And they were digging the music, and this lady comes up to me, and there are people speaking to me in Spanish, and I can tell they're not native Spanish speakers, but they know Spanish. And so this one guy walks up to me, this priest. He looks like one of these head guys, right? He walks up there. He's got a different kind of confidence about him. And he's talking to me in between a song. I was coming back from break, and he's talking to me about the guitar, his guitar, that he has a guitar, and that my guitar is scuffed up because of so much playing, and he's telling me the guy is... Anyway, he's looking at my guitar, and I'm thinking the whole time, please don't look at my guitar, right? It's like, oh, I just don't look at my guitar, dude. And I didn't think this would ever happen to me. It's happened a couple of times. I just don't think about it. Inside of my guitar, where the label goes, like in 2003, I put a Ouija board in there, the same size as the label. And I'm like, please don't look at my guitar. And this dude, I mean, excuse me, I'm so sorry. This gentleman, this older gentleman is, he's like standing there, and I can see him. He stands right in front of me, and he's looking at the guitar, and he's a priest guy, right? He's a priest guy staring at me. And I don't know, and I tried playing the guitar over the hole with my hand over the hole, and now he can see that I'm trying to hide it. And if I try to hide it, does that mean like I'm some sort of like demonically possessed player that is like, and I swear I looked at his face, I moved my hand back, I said, this is ridiculous, right? So I moved my hand back, I moved it away from the hole, and he's looking, and in between the song, he asked me, what kind of guitar is that? I said, it's a Takamine. And he goes, oh. And he has this puzzled look on his face, and it looks like he's thinking about all kinds of stuff, like, I can't believe somebody hired this dude with a Ouija board and has a guitar. This guy is he's probably like a vampire that came in, somebody invited him in, and he's crossed over into enemy lines, and now we're screwed. And who knows what he's thinking about me. He's thinking that I worship the devil, I don't know. But he doesn't realize that I don't believe in this crap. I don't believe in this nonsense, is that the Ouija board was made at Hasbro or whoever owns it at their factory in China, and it was put together from particle boards, and then they put a big sticker on it that says like Ouija board on it. You think it's gonna have some sort of power? People still, I swear to you, people are still like, oh yeah, man, that shit is real, dude. Where does the board get the spiritual energy from? No, it comes from the people then. So then you could do it with whatever you want, right? So it doesn't matter. I could do it. I could like spit all over the ground and then make a Ouija board, and that'll be it. That's kind of gross. I could turn a car into a Ouija board just then. Just if it's all about the intention. Oh, here, look, there's a Radio Shack right there. Let's see if it's still open, and let's see if they have the adapter that I'm looking for. So if it's all about the intention, then it doesn't matter what it is, right? So Ouija board, but this man doesn't know it. This man is old school. He's I don't know, man. I'm just glad that he didn't say anything. What is he gonna say anyway? But I saw him walk away. He was like looking at me. He was looking at me, smiling at me all nervously. I kid you not. And then and he's like looking at me all nervously, like, you know that smile, like a white America smile. Oh man, it says everything must go. Damn, they're not gonna have the adapter. And he's yeah, man, so they're not gonna hire me ever again, probably. Or maybe he'll tell me. I just wish somebody would one day just take me aside if they do have a problem with it and be like, can you get rid of that Ouija board in your guitar? I think it's great. That's great. You know why I put that Ouija board in there one time? Because I'm having a conversation, this is way back in the day, 2003, having a conversation with this dude named Vaughn Barlow, who's a jazz drummer. And we're like, yeah, it's kind of like channeling. We're talking about channeling, right? And I always had an affinity for the Ouija board because of its mystique and how the way it's laid out, that's fun. It's a good design. That's why it's taken off. And I go, that would make a hell of a guitar label. I went home that night and I printed it out on the printer, you know, back when I used to have a printer. I printed it out in color. And holy crap, the Radio Shack looks completely empty. We'll see. I'll see what's going on over here. So I had the printer, you know, and I printed it out, and there it was. I've got a Ouija board. That shit is closed. There's nothing left in there. Damn it. Am I gonna have to go to Walmart? I'm gonna have to go to Walmart, aren't I? So that's how I got the Ouija board in my guitar. I printed it out. I got the Ouija board in there. And now this man is like smiling at me all uncomfortably. And what am I gonna do? I just couldn't help but laugh inside. I can't believe he's just standing right in front of me. Like, it's like he was reading my mind. Like, do not like look at my board. Nobody wants to look at the label on your guitar except that one dude. You know, every once in a while you get that one dude. He's like, what kind of guitar are you playing? Oh, I got this kind of guitar. And then they want to look at the label. And he wants to look at the label like I said Takamine, like he doesn't believe me or something. Right? Maybe I gave him a tell. Like, this guy, like I got a Ouija board in my guitar tell. You know, I gotta find this adapter. I'll talk to you soon. All right, this is ridiculous. I gotta tell you what just happened. I go into the Radio Shack, and it's open. It just turns out it's laid out weird, and I couldn't see that it was open. I go in there, and everything looks well stocked. It says everything must go sale extravaganza, right? I go in there, and the guy is like talking about. I ask him, hey, do you have any universal adapters, AC, DC universal adapters? And he goes and he shows me where they're at. And he goes, everything you see here is 40% off. That's almost half off, right? And I look at the price. I go, dude, it's so expensive, man. I go, hey, man, it was like $35. I go, hey, man, I could have sworn I bought one of these at a Radio Shack a year ago for $19. And he goes, the guy told me this. He actually told me this. He said, well, you know, you see, they raised the price so that way they could have the sale. What the fuck? And people just, oh my God. I'm not even infuriated at them. I'm infuriated at you. I'm angry at people. Because you let this happen, and I don't. Did I buy the fucking thing? No. Oh, is the company gonna know that I didn't buy it because of their whacked business practices? No. But they're gonna know that I didn't buy it. Hey, somebody else, some other sucker's gonna buy it, right? They're gonna be like, hey, half off. Hey, it's only $34. $34. That's gonna, well, 40%. I got 40% off, right? Hey. Don't you have the internet, dog? Don't you, or dog S? Don't you have the internet? Don't you know these tricks? Hasn't anybody taught you about these tricks? Now I'm going over here to Walmart. What street am I on even? What is this, Beach Boulevard? What the hell? Where am I right now? You know, I gotta turn around. Anyhow, so I can't believe that just happened, man. I can believe it. But I can't. I just can't believe that dude said that to me. He goes, so, you know, that's why they raised the price so that way they could have the sale. I'm like, I know how this works, dude. And he just walked away. But you know what? I thank him for his honesty. I thank him for confirming for me. I just want you to know. I want everybody to know. I want you to tell everybody. I want you to hire an airplane and write it. I want social media. Tell everybody these practices. You know what? We need a constant barrage of outing business practices of companies of this kind of shenanigans. My brother used to work in the meat industry, and they add blood to make the meat look red because it's all brown and shit. Did you know that? No, you didn't know that. It's true though. And they changed the color of the thing that they're sitting in, like the background color, to make it look more red and more appetizing. Whatever color they put back there, blue or white, I don't know what. But just that, man. Okay, so now I'm gonna try Walmart, and if I don't find it at Walmart, I'm just gonna have to be funneled into the monopoly that is Amazon. and I'm gonna have to order it from them and wait, or actually pay them for some shipping, or wait wait a month to get my freaking adapter that I need, or I can be funneled again into their campaign of Amazon Prime. Hey, let's make waiting for getting free shipping awful so that people will buy Amazon Prime. But I don't need Amazon Prime because I don't buy things from Amazon Prime. I don't buy things from Amazon. I told you, the things that come from Amazon are only like once, or only like 3 times a month top. I mean, 3 times a month, 3 times a year tops. The world, it's just infuriating. It's like being aware of these things. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna try to find a way. No, man, I can try to ignore these things, but I don't even know if that's wise. I don't even know if that's a wise thing to do. Maybe I should maybe I should just keep doing this and complain about it out loud, and then maybe people will get it. You think people will get it? No, they won't. I don't think they will, actually. But I can't help it. Now I'm just rambling. And I'm here at Walmart practically, and I'm gonna make a right turn into it. You know what I always like at Walmart when I run into like some hipster person, which they do not want to happen. Nobody ever takes you know how they go to like Sephora, or they go to Barnes & Noble, or they go somewhere like that, and they take their picture, and they're at the local coffee shop. Hey, when they go to Walmart, do you think they take their own picture? And they're like that girl, you see her on her Instagram on a boat, and then on this, do you think when she goes to Walmart, because you know she goes to Walmart, well, at least she's got to go at least, so at some point, she takes a picture of herself at Walmart? No. You know, especially gorgeous, like when you meet a gorgeous woman and you go and you follow her on the internet. I don't do that really, but when you, I do it accidentally on Twitter, but they have to be interesting. But anyway, like let's say somebody has an Instagram or a Facebook account, and these gorgeous women, they always have the same life. They're on a boat, and then they're traveling, and then they're in New York, and then they live over here in like Florida, and then they're over here, and then they're hanging out with like good-looking dudes, of course, and kind of good-looking dudes, but not too much better looking than them. And they're hanging out with other chicks, and then they're at the party, and then they're drinking, and then there's classy, and they're always doing the coolest thing, and they're at their beach, and then they're on a boat again. It's like, if you don't have these things going on for you, you know what? You can't get one of these women. It's really super rare that one of these chicks will even stay with you. You need to have a nice car. I don't care what people say. It's not about superficial. It's not about being superficial. These kind of chick, she's not gonna stay with you. She might like bang you or something like that if you got something interesting going on about you. And you got to be super interesting to convert one of these chicks and drive her around in your Honda. Because that'll only last so long. Either that, or you got to be slanging some serious dick. You know what I'm saying? Which I've been known to do. No, I'm just kidding. Like, I try not to talk like that because I'm married. But so you have to, like, this kind of chick is not gonna stay with you like that. You gotta, even chicks that are not even that good looking, they're still kind of like this. They try to get as much as possible, but it doesn't work for them because the dude will be like, hey, don't be too demanding on me, I'll walk out on you. But if they're really good looking, the guy's got to take them over here and take them over there and take them on the boat. They always have the boat picture, right? They're on, oh, look, I'm on a sailboat, or I'm on the ship on the river or in the ocean. They always have that picture. Like, and I don't think I've ever been on a boat in the ocean. I don't think I've ever been on one. I've been on a tampoon, whatever you call it, pontoon, tampon. I've been on a pontoon on the ocean, but I've never been on a boat like that. You know what? Because I guess I'm just not a gorgeous person like that. And if I am, I don't even know it. If I ever have been. I've never had a problem getting chicks, though. I'll tell you that right now. And, but anyway, enough of my ego, going down the ego road. it always surprises me that these girls are basically more or less the same person when it comes to these things that their life is made up of. They're at the cabin. Like, good-looking chicks are always being taken places. They're always going somewhere. It's like, for them, the whole yoga thing and meditation, that just doesn't work, because that is an internal thing where you find adventures internally on the inside. There are things inside, challenges and peaks to conquer within yourself that are as beautiful as anything that you can see in the external world. But the truth of the matter is that if you're really good looking, you seldom need to even look there, because you're rolling along in life and doors open up for you, and you don't need to introspect so much. You don't even need to be that intelligent. You don't even need to be that great at something. How many extremely good-looking people out there are really amazing at something, like at the guitar or the piano or, you know, something like that? Like, they're not, because they don't need to be. You know, it's other people that need to be. All right, I just got in from Walmart here, and that's it. You win Amazon. You win, big dude. And here it is. I bet you some people listening to this, and some people that are not listening to this that you know or that somebody knows, are actually happy about that. They're like, ha, 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 that's right. Like, they could own stock in Amazon or like whatever, something like that, and they're like, ha, that's right. And they're happy that there's this big ass monopoly that is just like doing things one way here. I don't understand when people are like that. Like, I know these people, you could reliably, if you get in an argument about capitalism or you get in an argument about economics and society and how people are being treated, these people will always reliably side with the big corporation. Like, if it's a complaint about Facebook, they're gonna be like, well, they do that because, like, you fucking know why they're doing what they're doing, right? And you can't assume that they're hang on, these people are getting in a fight over here in front of the Whataburger. This is Walmart, right? I guess they didn't get in a fight after all. So, damn, that was distracting. So, they assume that they know why they're doing that. But I'm saying you can't assume why that corporations have your best interest in mind. Look at the history of corporations, and then the person will be like, well, corporations are doing what they need to do, and that's why, you know, I defend them. So, et cetera, et cetera. And that's just, that shit gets on my nerves. They'll side with the US government, they'll side with the Google, they'll side with whatever's big and powerful, they'll side with it. And guess what? They're gonna be right most of the time, because guess what? The one with all the muscle and the power and all that wins. You know, that happens reliably too. You know, so I chalk it up to like having kind of low self-esteem, and it's kind of like riding on the train, like riding the coattails, riding on a train that has a very powerful engine, and you're kind of taking credit for the power of that engine of that train, you know, that's not how it works, right? So I'll tell you what though, I did not find the adapter in Walmart. So that's Radio Shack. That's 2 Radio Shacks that I went to and Walmart. But I still got one more, ace up the sleeve, and that's Best Buy. But I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. And if that doesn't work, across the street from Best Buy is a Guitar Center and a George's Music. And I don't want to buy the real one that comes with the unit, because that is crap too. And they charge a lot of money for it. And I'm like, what? Just because it has like this brand on it, like, same, the cable is still gonna fray. It's still gonna like twist and break off. I don't know what to do about this? I'm gonna have to come up with one of those like life hacks and figure out a way to keep these cables connected and from twisting and breaking off, and then share it on Reddit so everybody could download it. And they could be like, that's not, it would work much better if you like blah, 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 blah. You may as well just buy another one. So that's what every Reddit person sounds like to me. You may as well just get another one. You know what I'm talking about? To be fair, Google is only defending itself because, actually, to be fair, Mark Zuckerberg invented the blah, 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 blah. Like, make it the hell out of here, man. I can't find an adapter, buddy. I cannot find a fucking adapter, and here you are supporting this Amazon machine. You know, hey, I admit it, I buy from Amazon from time to time. What am I gonna do? What can I do? But from time to time, if everybody bought from Amazon the way that I buy from Amazon, they would go broke, okay? They would downsize, because that's how little I buy from Amazon. That's how little I shop at Walmart. But I cannot believe how cheap the prices are at Walmart. For some things, I'm just like, this is insane. No wonder all these poor people come in here. And I like Walmart better than like other bigger stores because I hear a bunch of different accents and different languages in Walmart. I see women in hijabs in Walmart. I see, I don't see Jewish people in there though. And I see people from Albania, I see people from Africa, I see people from Spain, from Mexico, all different kinds of people from in Walmart. Walmart, where it's international. So yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna hit up, I'm tired of talking, man. I gotta eat some of these chocolate pretzels that I bought at Walmart. I'm gonna try, I can't get it out. Best Buy tomorrow. All right.
Stay tuned for the saga of the AC/DC power adapter.
I was looking at Reddit and I see stuff on there like on everywhere really, but it was like a documentary about, the title was Horrible Life of Drug Addicted Children in Afghanistan, full documentary. I don't know what good it's going to do anybody for me to watch that, but I was like, if it involves children, I'm like, I don't want to see it. I don't have the stomach for it ever since I became a parent. And I was going to write something on there like, yeah, I'm not going to watch this, but there's no use in saying that because people just get pissed off. They're like, well, don't watch it then. And, but I don't get it. Like, why would I want to see anything like that, remotely like that? I try to shelter myself from as much negative media, because there's enough negative media that comes in already, and some of it is through fiction. Like if you watch like torture shows like 24 or what I heard The Walking Dead has turned into, or whatever shows, I don't even know what I'm talking about when it comes to shows really. That's my dog. Anyhow, today, I went to the beach today. I gotta tell you, the water was cold, but the weather was nice outside of the water, but the water was cold enough to where I got in there to my legs and it made my legs hurt. And then I got used to it. I went out, then I got back into it. As soon as you start getting kind of deep into the water, it was cold. And I actually managed to submerge myself in it, but only once. And there were some people in the wetsuits playing in the water. My daughter was having a ball in her little white dress, running in and out of the water. She was having such a great time. It was so wonderful to watch her. It's funny when you look at something like that, like if you're in love, or if you look at your child playing or sleeping, whatever it is, there's a bitter sweetness to it, and it's sweet because for obvious reasons. But the bitter part that is more difficult to describe is it's bitter because you can't hang on to the moment, and you see it slipping through your fingers. And that's the funny thing about time when it comes to enjoyable things. When it comes to things that are terrible, you can't wait for things to be over. It's funny, it's like opposite problems. Time seems to stand still at the most inconvenient of times. But while we were at the beach, I saw a guy, there was a white guy with dreadlocks, right? And I had heard of this little slight controversy. Maybe I'm kind of late to the party too, but I had heard there's this controversy going on about white people appropriating dreadlocks. But first of all, like, I don't really like to blanket people as white people, because there's people from Germany and Switzerland and Spain and even Mexico and you name it, Argentina, right? So who's like, all these people are just white people. So anyhow, it's funny. It's a funny thing though, because when you generalize, you can use generalizations for certain things, but for other things, it's not applicable. And too often people seem to point out the hypocrisy in, like, if you generalize and then you don't, or if you do and then you don't, because with some things it doesn't work. Generalizations, I suppose, are for more casual conversation, not very serious or scientific talk. But when we were at the beach, I saw this dude with his dreads across the street, and it reminded me of this issue, of this kind of a silly controversy. So, I've heard it say that, oh, it's not appropriation, because I don't really know if it is or not. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird, that whole thing. But the funny part about it is, to me, that I was talking to somebody about it, and they told me, well, it's not, because Scotsmen had dreads too, and this is after the fact. I'm like, come on, hey, you know what? Let's not joke ourselves here. The fact of the matter is that this trend, style, we became conscious of the dreads through basically Bob Marley and the Rastas. It's not like everybody was like having pictures of some Scottish guy on their wall. It's like people are retroactively changing the story. I just want to say that, because it's kind of funny to me. It may not be funny to you, but I'll tell you. I came home and I read an article about that. I looked it up and I read an article about that, about appropriation and dreadlocks. And this subject infuriates some people on both sides of the aisle. And I don't know why, but I can imagine some things, and I can't empathize with these people's positions, but I can understand them. And this guy in this article from this magazine called The Spectator, he was talking about how he was using labels, like generalizations, like liberals and all this kind of stuff. Anytime I see somebody using those labels, I know that they're on a certain level, like their mentality is kind of lazy. Because, like, I see there's this guy, Chuck Willery. He used to be a game show host. I follow him on Twitter because I follow all kinds of people, crazy people on Twitter, and not crazy people. But this guy, Chuck Willery, he's like really diehard, like right-wing Republican. And something my wife said to me, it's one of my favorite things that she ever said to me. I may have added a thing or two to it. She said that extreme right-wing Republicanism and libertarianism is a degenerative mental disorder that gets worse with age. Nubis, shh, quiet. I'm trying to podcast over here, buddy. So But this kind of thinking, it goes on both sides of the aisle because it's what I call teams mentality, and I think America's known for teams mentality. But even like if you're someone who does things as a group of men or as women, like this is a woman's thing, right? This is a man's thing, or this is a Latino thing. I've been asked to participate in Latino events, but I don't like it because I don't pick up Latino magazines. I mean, I have in the past, but I mean, it's like, I just don't like that kind of a division. It depends though. Like, for example, I do see the relevance in African Americans having a magazine that is dedicated to them because due to the history of their role in this country, right? And it's funny that, like, if you pick up a magazine and it's mostly white people in the magazine, right? People of European descent, it's just a magazine. But if you pick up the same magazine and all of a sudden it's only 5 people in the whole magazine that are white, it's a black magazine, right? That's kind of funny. But the team's mentality is it's like, I'll put it to you this way: the more categories that you can have in your mind, the more categories that you can entertain, the better. If you only have like 4 categories that you stick everything into, like this is good, this is bad, or this is evil and this is good, that's not a good thing, I don't think. If you just have these 2 big slots that you stick everything into, it could be anything, like the word judgmental. It could be an asshole. It could be whatever you want. Like you make these slots, and this is a happy person, this is a sad person. The more nuance, the more slots you have, I think the richer your understanding of things is. Or maybe if you have more slots, it represents that you have a richer understanding of things. I don't know which one comes first. Maybe the one can give rise to the other, and vice versa. But yeah, the team's mentality is something that even with my counselor, something that's come up, and I don't agree with it. Like, I don't care what the team is, males or females, and black and white, or Latino and white, or American and not. It's like I just don't subscribe to it. I'm not the kind of person that would end up being patriotic because I feel like I'm past that, like intellectually. And yeah, you guys need to stop doing that, man. Stop doing the teams thing. Oh yeah, one more thing. Hey, I just listened on my way home from my gig. I listened to this episode of Radiolab. It's called Shots Fired. You've really got to hear this episode. It's somebody who decided to do a thorough investigation and collection of data concerning the controversial shootings of African Americans in the United States, versus white. Again, more team stuff, right? Anyhow, in a nutshell, you gotta listen to the episode. It's more than this, but this dude did a study of Florida, and he found that 40% of shootings from police to civilians were to black citizens killed and wounded. And that's less, right? So it's 60% white people or non-black, and 40% black people. However, the percentage of African Americans in Florida is only 17% of the population. So it's a show that's definitely worth listening to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that little tune by yours truly. It was used in some surfer film. I made it for a surfer film. They wanted some like Buena Vista Social Club sounding kind of thing. And I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Feel free to donate to the podcast at atlanticradio.blogspot.com. And I'll be talking to you all soon. Bye-bye.